Hello, hope you're doing well from wherever you are tuning on, my listener and my viewer. Welcome to our show and the journey. And guess I have a guest from Ireland, the Caribbean, located between the mainland territories of North and South America. My name is Chege, and welcome again to our show today, the journey. First and foremost, we have the great lady in the house today. Welcome.
Thank you.
I know my listener is asking your name. Tell us your name and your current location today.
My name is Sarah Emmanuel. Now inherited Gata. I am currently in Kenya. I'm coming from the United States.
Or from United States.
Yes.
So, what's about Kenya? How have you seen Kenya is?
I love it. I love the culture. I love the people. I love how welcoming everyone has been.
You have intermingled with some people and then you have learned some different things. Maybe you would like to stay more or spend more time here.
Yes, I would love to be greeted more with chai.
With chai and the kaimat.
Yes.
And the bahas.
Yes.
So I know anyone has a background and let's begin with where did you school? Like from kindergarten to maybe high school before maybe you relocate to United States of America. Where did you school?
So I went to school in the United States Virgin Islands.
But before you go to United States of America, were you still schooling in Caribbean or what was you doing there?
So I grew up in the Caribbean. I went to elementary or primary school and secondary school there as well. I finished high school there and then I moved to the United States.
How was life before you moved to United States? What was life in Caribbean? That is high school life.
So life was different. You know, I grew up as a Rastafarian.
As a Rastafarian.
Yes.
So you love those Rastafarian music.
I do. I love reggae.
Like who?
I love Peter Tosh. I love Bob Marley. I love
Lucky
Dube, Buju, and all of them.
So after this, I put on some Jamaican music.
Yes, please.
You learn.
You see me dance.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Yeah. So we are talking about school in Caribbean, in the high school life. So you grown up in that area, that is from kindergarten to high school. How was life? Any challenges and how did you face them?
Yes, I faced a lot of challenges, you know, especially being a Rasta, you know, that's a very different culture.
Yeah.
So I'll say I was bullied a lot.
You were bullied, yeah? Yeah, and sorry for that. And how did you manage that?
Just accepting my culture for for what it is.
Or you are too young. Maybe there were so many big sisters there, so many big boys there. Were you too young so that maybe they were bullying you? Or what was it all about? Or were you that genius kid? Or what was the thing behind all that?
Yes, I was a genius. The problem is, you know, I grew up in a place where I was well known because of my family. My family was very well known in the islands. You know, I went to an elementary school that was named after my grandfather. So my family name, Emmanuel, is well known. So everyone knew me. So being bullied, it was, you know, everyone just watched after me, and it was kind of like I had that thing to do good.
Yeah.
Always, because someone is watching.
So
me.
Were they envious, sort of something like that? Why were they bullying you?
They were bullying me mainly because of the way I dressed. You know.
Maybe you dressed to kill, and maybe you are not giving them a nod. Or what was it about?
It was being different. You know, people bully each other for being different. So being a Rasta, I was different, and that's the main reason I was bullied.
But you overcome that,
Yes, long time.
So maybe something to do with education also there. How is system there, education system there? What type of education system is there in Caribbean?
So the mixture of systems, they use a lot of the American system as well as we have
So
our
they
own.
adopted the American system.
Yes.
So you study from kindergarten to
High school.
To high school. Then from high school you move to
United States.
United States. There is the place you got the other education level. Oh, I see. So what was your dream then before you become I know today my listener is asking, who is Sarah? And in fact we're going to tell them who is Sarah. But before that, what was your dream?
My dream was to follow in my family's footsteps, to be a teacher, a great educator. But that changed.
You wanted to become a teacher?
Yes.
And what went wrong there?
I took some classes and I shadowed a teacher and I said no.
Why? From nowhere? You can, okay, you followed the teacher. And what happened after following the teacher? Were you consulting him or her? Or was something inbuilt in you? What was it all about before you changed?
I think maybe it was mainly the way that children behave in this generation. I said I can't handle that stress.
So you just give on because of challenges here and there. But challenges are there all over the place. Why?
I said that it's not for me.
It was not for you, out of passion.
Yes.
So your dream first was to become a teacher.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden you change. Now you are a different Sarah, a different person.
Yes.
Which career did you took there?
So I ended up being a nurse. Completely changed.
You ended up becoming a nurse. Who inspired you to become a nurse? And why?
You know, that question is challenging. There was not a specific person that inspired me to be a nurse, but I took some time to work in a hospital, to work around people.
So you worked in a hospital before you becoming a nurse?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
I worked as a nurse assistant, so I can get to see before I go to school if this is what I really want.
So you are more appealed by that field of becoming a nurse. You taking care of the people there, taking care of the patients there. You develop that interest slowly by slowly, and then you say enough is enough. Let me step in nursing.
Yes.
And nursing, I know, is not a walk in the park.
It's not.
It's very difficult.
Very difficult having to deal with different personalities, but...
And how do you manage that? Because somebody is emotional, somebody is in pain. Other one does not want to talk to you anymore. Maybe because you are telling him or her, do this and do this. You are shaking this place. Maybe somebody's place, and maybe she doesn't want that or he doesn't want that. How do you make sure that you face those challenges? How do you manage?
I think the biggest thing for me is I put myself in their shoes, because I know for myself when I'm sick, I'm not myself. So I try to see that in their perspective. They're sick, they're not themselves, they're going to be crying, they're going to be in pain. And I said, let me just take care of them the best that I can. And 9 out of 10 times when I do that, they're happy.
They were happy.
They were happy, yeah.
And then you said, let me do this.
Yes.
And then you are done.
Yes.
So today you are a nurse, a complete nurse. Wow, that's nice. So what are some of the challenges maybe you saw before you entered in nursing? What are some of the challenges you saw maybe in terms of equipment, in terms of medicine, maybe in America? What were some of the things that maybe sometimes you feel like you're challenged, you maybe lag behind somehow? How do you manage that, and what was all about to do with that?
I think some of the challenges is just that America, they use a lot of medications, a lot of drugs, you know. So people depend on these drugs instead of doing other things that need to make them better, whether it's losing weight or changing their diet. So I think that's a big challenge, because I can give my patients all the education and hand them the pills, and they leave my hospital, but they're back the next week because they're not changing their life.
They're not changing their life. And what can be done so that maybe they scrap away that maybe challenge?
I think it's just our country. The way our country is, it's going to be hard to change. That's just our culture. But maybe some more education, more education can change, maybe. But it's just a hard culture to break.
Yeah. So maybe they can change everything that is American leadership. Maybe they try to change things here and there. Maybe people can become better or what?
I don't think so, because I've learned America is a country of making money. Yeah. So we have pharmaceutical companies that just pushing drugs, and that's all they push. So it's hard for people to even change if they know that, hey, there's a medicine that's going to change your life. And coming here to Kenya, speaking to some pharmacists, you know, and seeing how drugs are controlled here, I know that people here don't even know medicine like in our country, in America. And
maybe you say America maybe is are you talking about in terms of advancement, or what are you saying about?
I think that drugs are pushed in America. And it's not pushed here, which is a good thing. You know,
one of the challenges.
Yes, one of the challenges that we face. You know.
So what is that thing that makes you move no matter the challenges, no matter your career, no matter whatever is around you? What makes you move daily? You say, I'm passionately doing this. What makes you move?
Just
no matter the challenge.
Just to know where I came from, you know, and I want to do better for my family and for myself.
Yes.
I want a good life for my children. So that keeps me going every day.
So I understand you came in Kenya, like when? Maybe I don't know.
About 3 weeks ago. It's almost time to leave. I came on July 6th. Almost 3 weeks now.
So have you enjoyed being in Kenya? What about life in Kenya? What's some comparison between Kenya and maybe America, where you used to be?
The good or the bad?
Okay. What have you experienced when you arrived in Kenya?
Experience. It was definitely a culture shock from day one.
People welcome to the mandazi.
Hey, welcoming with mandazi and chai. People are very welcoming. But I did notice the corruption from day one.
You didn't contest corruption? Why?
I said I noticed it.
You noticed it?
Noticed it.
How did you notice this one? Maybe you're making allegation and maybe they may be taken seriously.
We will not get into that, but okay. But it's been good so far.
So you love the way people welcome to you in Kenya, and how they were holding different things here, different activities. Oh, I see. So the first landing, you land where?
London, Jomo Kenyatta. Is Kenyatta Jomo?
Jomo Kenyatta International Airport.
Yes,
JKA.
yes. And it was a very stressful moment.
Yeah. So you moved from there to where you are located.
Yes.
That is where?
Emali.
It is in Makueni County.
Makueni
County.
Okay, I'll learn something today.
Hey, that's nice, eh? So there's this viewer and listener is asking, so in Caribbean, how many languages are used there?
Several languages, but if you look it up, our two main languages is English and Spanish.
Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
but mostly Spanish or English?
English, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So it's just those two.
Mm-hmm.
And what type of leadership is in Caribbean?
So we're led by we're part of, first of all,
because there's someone who is asking that question. Yeah.
So first of all, we are we're a U.S. territory, so meaning we're under the United States rule, but we have our own governor that takes control.
So the governor is the one who takes control of the Caribbean island.
Yes.
And other leaders, maybe any leaders or other leaders maybe under the governor?
Yes, there's senators as well.
We have senators, we have...
It's a governor and senators.
Only that? Oh, I see. So I understand you came in Kenya. What do you love doing at your leisure time? Maybe when you are maybe relaxed, the moment you are just free, what do you love doing, Sarah? When Sarah is like free, I know they say time is money, but the moment you're free, what do you do? What do you like doing?
Yeah, I love a lot of things, but my main passion is I love exercising and I love cooking. And I'm glad I came to Kenya because I've learned a lot of new Kenyan dishes that I'm going to try when I go back to the United States.
Okay, in Kenya dishes, which one do you learn?
I've learned, I'm trying to think of the name now. The fried potatoes. What is that called?
Chicken?
No, fried potatoes.
Fried mukimo?
Mukimo, and bajia. That's what I was thinking. Bajia. I'm going to make that.
Potatoes from potatoes.
Yes.
So from today, you're going to teach Americans how potatoes are made. Bajia.
Yes.
And then, how was the experience when you put those things on your table? What was your first taste on that?
It touched my tongue and I was like, this is nothing I've tasted before.
So you leisure, you like cooking?
Yes.
Maybe reading, watching movies, music. You don't do that?
I watch movies, yes.
Which type of movies?
I like action.
Action movie?
Crime. I watch more shows than movies.
Reality ones, shows, or?
Either one.
Or either those one. Okay, Sarah, I understand in every field there must be challenges, especially in nursing. And many people actually, especially nurses, experience a lot working long hours, unexpected. Sometimes you have to go look your family. Maybe you have been held up again, going again there to look for something to eat for your family. How do you manage these challenges as a nurse or in nursing field? How do you manage? What are some of the challenges, first of all? You are there in a hospital. Sarah, you have a family, maybe it's your mother you have to take care, maybe it's your husband, maybe it's your sibling there, you want to take care of them. And maybe the work, sometimes the nursing may be challenging. So what are some of the challenges that you experience, maybe you encounter them?
Maybe the main challenge is the longer hours, working 12-hour shifts. I come home and I'm tired.
Those are some of the challenges, working for long hours, being exhausted, and you're like, oh.
Yes, that's one of the main ones.
So how do you face them? How do you ensure that you are really encountered them? You have really fight up against them?
Mainly, I make sure on my off days that I recoup myself.
You try to balance, eh?
Yes, try to balance.
So I can see many messages popping in here, like on business, and one of the listeners asking, is Sarah married? Maybe he wants to try his luck. Yes, somebody is asking the question, is Sarah married?
Yes, I'm happily married.
So this guy is not lucky.
He's very unlucky today.
So you're married, eh?
Yes.
Married from guy you married who?
Kenya.
From which country?
Yes.
So you love this country so much. You married
Nakupenda.
somebody from Kenya, Nakupenda.
Yes.
He taught you some Swahili.
Some, yes. Mm-hmm.
Can you greet me in Swahili?
Habari.
Mzuri. Umekula nini leo?
That one I did not get.
Hey. Okay, we are going to teach you more that.
Yes.
So, if today given chance to change something in nursing, what will you change and why? Generally, you are in nursing field today, Sarah. And maybe you may be experiencing some problems. You're seeing, you're being maybe frowned by maybe some things you're seeing around, maybe in every country, in every continent. Maybe given chance today, Sarah, people are looking to you, only to you, upon you. What is the thing that you can change in nursing and why?
Nursing.
Yeah. So today you have been given that chance. Sarah, imagine. You've been told, Sarah, I know in our country, in our area, we have challenge. And this challenge is affecting everyone worldwide. What can you change?
So the biggest challenge actually is our nurse shortage. We are in a worldwide nurse shortage. And if I wish I could change that, I wish I could just train some more nurses so we can have help.
So there is shortage of nurses, eh?
Yes.
Maybe people don't want like to learn, to study, to take that career. Is it difficult? And how can you make that the change? And then maybe we have that large number.
I think there's a lot of nurses studying. There's just more needs, higher demand because more people are getting sick and more hospitals are being built. So there's a higher demand for nurses. Also coming through that pandemic, COVID, that created a lot of challenges. But if I could change one thing, it'll be the shortages.
Shortages, eh? I think they are listening to you, and that maybe they can give you that chance, and maybe you can change, eh? You can empower many nurses, you can change different things there in that field. And now, there is this question: how is life in America compared maybe in Africa? You came the other day in Kenya, you have maybe seen something, you have been in America for maybe some days. What are some of the comparison? How can you talk about America and how can you talk about maybe Africa? Even if I know maybe you have got points about America, I know a bit of maybe Africa, especially in Kenya. What can you say?
I'll say, Kenyans do not run on time.
They say in Africa there is no hurry.
There's no hurry, yeah? Only one driving. Only one driving.
So the biggest challenge or the big thing that you see difference, in America you take a lot of consideration that when it comes to time, you are time cautious,
Yes.
But in Africa, like here in Kenya, there is no hurry.
No. Only when driving.
There is that African proverb that say, hurry has no blessings. Maybe they adopted that and maybe they can do better.
Yes.
So that's the biggest comparison that you can say about America. And in terms of leadership, maybe you know.
The biggest comparison, and next comparison I see is like the separation of rich and poor. Here, there's such a big gap, and I see it by just going to different areas where I see just these nice houses, how people live, and then I drive 10 kilometers and I see the poor.
There's a glaring
space
between.
Yes.
So what type of culture, maybe this question has been asked again, what type of culture is practiced in Caribbean? Is there any culture in Caribbean?
The Caribbean, especially the island I'm from, it's very diverse. We have people from all over the world. We have different islands. We even have people from Africa. So it's a melting pot, I'll say. It's a mixture of different cultures. That's how I would describe it.
Yeah. So there is a large number there.
Yes.
Of different people from different continents.
Yes.
I know, Sarah, people may ask a different question. And here, there's this Kenyan asking you, in Caribbean, how do you deal with corruption? How is corruption there? Is it high? Is it not there? And how is it in America? So what's the difference? And how do they deal with corruption? Because we know corruption is one of the killer disease. How do you deal with that in maybe Caribbean?
Corruption is everywhere, right? But there's places that it's more evident, it's more seen. I think in the Caribbean, it's seen more. In my island, it's seen more. Even coming here to Kenya, I see it more. In the US, it's a little bit masked. There is corruption too, but it's masked.
So is a country that is free from corruption, Caribbean, or is still there?
It's still there.
But it's governed by somebody who is direct from America, because I think America is the one, is like the father of that Caribbean island,
Yes.
And how did it happen there? And why?
Maybe the governor, has more power, so they make more decisions. But they're very selfish. The governors, they usually think about themselves, not the people. It's not a people. they elected for the people, but they think about themselves.
But the Caribbean is an island.
Yes.
But it doesn't have so much big crowd or large mass of people. How do they maybe continue with corruption? And maybe people feel there, they can deal with their issues well. Why?
I think people are not standing up. They're not. In America, people protest. Rarely do people in the Caribbean protest. They go with the flow. They go with what's there. They don't challenge the leaders.
Maybe they don't practice their rights. They don't.
Not at all.
So they are more. Their rights are somehow down in Caribbean than in America.
Yes, they are separate for what it is. There's no freedom of speech there.
If you talk, then you are like fired. If maybe you are working somewhere, maybe you're going to be jailed because maybe you are airing some issues which are not considered by the government or by the leadership there.
Yes, especially if you work for the government, you may be fired. But people, you speak your mind, no one listens.
Oh, I see. So you talked about Kenya, and I know Kenya, they say is the place to be, and you've seen it yourself, And maybe you intermingle with people from different areas. In our country, you have many tribes. Like they were 42, but now they are currently 43 because they're that tribe that was recognized the other day. I know people have different beliefs. and maybe the way they conduct themselves, maybe sometimes may discourage you, sometimes it may please you. But you haven't talked about the behavior of the people. How do they welcome people? Are they appreciative? How are they?
Kenyans are the most welcoming people, eh? And from the moment you step out the door, they welcome you. Karibu to,
Karibu Kenya.
Karibu Kenya. First thing I've heard at everyone's place.
I see you want to know about more Swahili.
Yes, I am learning every day.
I can teach you Swahili.
Please.
But you're going to pay me dollars. Are you going to pay me? Yeah.
But
so we're talking about people behaviors. How do they behave when they see, hey, this is a guest, someone from another country? How do they take that?
They're very welcoming. They appreciate the culture. They want to learn about where that person is from. And I just like how grateful Kenyans can be. You bring them, you go to their home, you bring them a simple loaf of bread, you bring them a simple milk. They're so happy.
You give them a simple dollar.
Simple dollar. Simple 100 Kenyan shillings. They're so happy.
They're so happy. Very appreciative.
Very.
Yeah. And that's why you're going to leave from America. You came in Kenya.
Yes.
I understand that maybe you've been enticed in our country. Maybe the culture has pleased you. So we want you back in Kenya. Let's end that journey. Air flight to America.
I don't want to go back.
Let's stay here in Kenya because here we have different food. We have different cultures. There is no fight. There's no war. People are cool. So instead of going, let's cancel the flight.
I would love to.
You love to live around there, and maybe become one of the nurses around, because here we have many hospitals, we have many doctors also who have studied. Yeah. You see, we have different also brothers who are still in America, who studied in Kenya, and they're very doing well. But also we can exchange. Let them go and then you come back here.
I would love to learn about the Kenyan, the Kenyan
culture, everything. Yeah. So I know
healthcare system. That's what I was thinking. Healthcare system.
Yeah, healthcare system. I know you are an icon in nursing. I think you aspire to become, and you are really. What can you tell that nurse who really want to become a nurse like you? What can you tell this young boy, this young lady who is aspiring to become a nurse like you, like Sarah? Oh, she's listening here saying, oh, that's Sarah, I want to become like him, like her. I want to be a nurse. What can you tell that person who's listening to you?
Know that the journey is not easy. Going through the school, it will be hard. There'll be challenges. There'll be tears. Taking care of people is not a walk in the park. It's not easy.
Yeah.
But if you have some sort of care in your heart, some sort of compassion, you can be a nurse. You can do it. Take care of yourself first, though. When you become a nurse, put yourself first, then your patient.
Yeah. Why put yourself first before the patient?
Because if you're sick, you will not be able to take care of that patient.
Oh, you have also to take care of yourself first.
Number one.
Because your health also, your stamina matters a lot before you go to that patient.
Yes.
Oh, I see. What else? About who is aspiring to become a nurse? Maybe somebody is listening to you saying, oh, I want to become like Sarah. Oh, let me listen to her. Let me have more advice. What can you tell him or her? So many people listen to you.
Many people go into the nursing field thinking it's, thinking one way, but you have to set your mind as, I really want to be a nurse. I really want to care for people and take care of people. Because if you go there for other reasons, you will be miserable. So just go for it. Be strong. And do not let the different challenges, the different personalities that you might face bring you down as a nurse, bring you down as a person. Because when people are sick, they don't mean what they say, they don't mean what they do sometimes.
Actually, but there are some people who did nursing because maybe they heard about nursing or the nursing field is making a lot of money, be a lot of cash, serious cash. There's that person, and there's another person there. What can you tell him or her? Because some people think it's about, it's a big career, it's have a lot of cash. What can you say to that person?
Saying if you're going into nursing for the money, you will a wrong career, because you have someone's life in your hands. Every day you wake up, you go to work, and you have to take care of someone's grandmother, someone's mom, and you just focusing on the money. You're there for the wrong reasons. You will never be a good nurse, and that patient will suffer. So never go into that field just for the money.
Look for the passion.
Yes, passion number one, money second.
Wow, that's nice. Your parting shot, Sarah. Your parting shot. What's your parting shot? Like, what's your message to everyone listening to you?
My message, to be grateful for everything in life. You do not know what your neighbor might be lacking. You may not know how much you may have in life. Just be grateful for every little thing that you have.
That's your parting shot. Thank you for your time and feel welcomed again in Africa and especially in Kenya. You have seen it's a nice place. They say that Kenya is a place to be. Welcome again.
Asante.
Thank you.